Hey YouTubers, it's Drunk Monk 74 here, and I'm just going to bring you a quick look at the Assaulter class. So real quick, this is how I've got it set up. I use the Heckler & Koch 416. It's the Special Forces US version. How much of a difference that is to any of the others, I'm not sure. But the sight I use is just the 3x magnifier. I found that to be the most stable. It doesn't bounce around as much as the others. I have the heavy barrel just for the range. I'll explain that later. Again, I don't use a silencer because I like it seems to reduce the range. The precision grip magazine is standard, and you don't really care about the paint job. So let's take you into a bit of gameplay here and my thoughts on the Assaulter class. So what I'd say is how I see the Assaulter class is it sits somewhere between point man and heavy gunner. It's not as quick as the point man. Point man's faster moving. I think he's the second fastest moving of all the classes. But also, unlike the point man, who's got flashbangs and the shotguns. The point man really seems to be geared towards breaching rooms, clearing out close quarters areas. The shotgun and the flashbangs, the fact that he can move really quick, all point towards that. Whereas the heavy gunner, he's relatively slow, possibly up there. I think Demolition Man, possibly the only guy who's slower than him, and so he's going to be set back a little bit further. The rounds he has in his mag mean that he can, stick that bipod down and provide quite a lot of cover without having to move. And so for me, anyway, the Assault class is somewhere between these two. He's a little bit faster than the heavy gunner, not quite as quick as a point man, but his main weapon is packs more punch at range, put it that way. So this is how I tend to play Assaulter, and to be honest, it suits my play style. Since I've had Medal of Honor, I've been playing as a sniper. I've completed something like 4 tours or something as a sniper, and only possibly last night, I think it was, I started playing as Assaulter just to see what's happening. And I could not believe how effective it was for me anyway. I mean, as you've seen probably already from the start of this video clip, I don't push up too far. I do sit back a bit, and I prefer to engage the enemy. It's sort of that mid-range, and the guns, especially the Heckler Koch, you can see why I don't get up close and personal. That's not the only time that's going to happen in this video either. But I find that mid-range, this Heckler & Koch is a fairly lethal weapon. The one thing you've got to bear in mind, especially, I haven't tried too many of the others, so I can't speak about all of them. I know the UK assault weapon is probably a little bit more stable and fully automatic fire, in that you can hold that trigger down and it's not going to be bouncing around quite as much as this one. So although the Heckler & Koch seems to pack more of a punch, you stick it on full auto and you're going to be not hitting much, really, to be honest. You got to control those bursts, and generally how I tend to do. At the moment we're a bit pinned here, so it's not the best time to be talking about it, but if you have a look back to the start of the video, I was in roughly the same sort of area, but picking people off a lot easier than we was just then. And how I tend to use it is I will hold that trigger down for about 2 seconds max, let it go quick, let it settle, let the muzzle settle, and then another little quick 2-second burst. Unless you're quite close, in which case you don't have to worry too much about recoil. Then, you know, full auto, or if you're in dire straits, then, you know, you just got to spray and pray basically. but hopefully you shouldn't be playing that game, or playing this game that way that much. You know, it's one of the beauties of this game, and I'm not going to go into that too much now, but it is generally a very good tactical shooter. I do enjoy it immensely. I hate the bugs at the moment, so I'm hoping they release a patch fairly shortly. So right there you can see all I'm doing is I'm burst firing, and even though that guy's head, for example, was just what, about a half over the crest of that hill, I was still able to get a headshot with this rifle, just because I was using burst fire. The other things to bear in mind about this class, your grenades, use them wisely. They are, at the moment, even though I've just started using this class and I can't see myself coming off it for a while because it's so much fun, I do think the grenades are a little bit overpowered. Not only can you seem to throw them half the length of the map, they seem to have like a kill radius of a mini nuclear missile or something. So they, in my opinion, they do need a bit of a nerf. But at the moment, they are shockingly effective, especially if you're approaching a sector or something at the start of a game. You generally find people are charging towards a sector, especially something like central sector, where they want to get there quick and for good reason. Again, I'll probably cover sort of like sector control and tips and tactics for it in another video. But yeah, you can use grenades or just launching them into that sort of area right at the start where people are just charging in without looking. And you know, at the moment you get a little icon sort of popping up on your screen telling you there's a grenade somewhere. It's really small and it's not that noticeable, and you often miss it quite easily. So until they've sorted that and patched that, you do have a little bit of a favour there. Right there, sorry, I was just looking at that and I completely forgot about that part. Even though I just got my arse handed to me by that guy in the window, it's one of the things I love about this game, in that you go charging around the corner like I just did then, without checking, you will get your arse handed to you, and rightly so. You know, the game's designed that way. If you don't want to play it that way, and you don't like how sometimes you've got to take it a bit slower, it's not quite as run and gunny as you know, COD, or to be fair, even Battlefield 3 in my opinion has become a bit run and gun. Then don't play it. You know, if no one's forcing you to play it, I don't think people should bitch about it. There's no point in having every single game or every single first-person shooter out there the same, you know. And I like the fact that this is a little bit slower. I like the fact that the game modes are fairly tactical. You know, you even play team deathmatch. You know, it's fairly it's a lot slower anyway than some of the other games and their versions of team deathmatch. Anyway, back then, just then, you saw one of the advantages of the assaulter class and how it should be used. The grenade launcher, or noob tube as some people call it, and yeah, you just saw us just clear the room out, you know. And whereas the point man can probably throw a couple of flashbangs in there and then go in with his shotgun and clear it out. My normal buddy, he plays point man quite a bit, and I cannot tell you how many times I will die in a room because there's 3 or 4 enemies come in there, and he's in there with me. And when I go to spawn, I spawn on him because he's cleared them all with the shotgun. It's quite amazing to watch. In a second, again, you're going to see why I generally tend to play at sort of that mid sort of range, not up close. You know, this guy, some people might say he's camping. He's not camping. He took a couple of hits. He needed his health to regen and I stupidly didn't check my corners again. So I've got so many bad habits from Battlefield 3, to be honest, and this game is forcing me to change how I play. And people who are complaining about it, to be honest, I honestly think they're struggling with that aspect of it. They're probably struggling with the buddy system and how it should be used and how effective it can be. That right there was why I play this class quite a bit, or I'm enjoying playing this class right now. It's immensely effective, and in a second you're about to see one of the dangers of the grenades. How I managed what I'm about to do. That grenade has actually stuck to the top of that rock and blown me to bits. Anyway, that's me with the Assaulter class, my thoughts on it, and how I generally tend to play it, which is at sort of mid-range. Anyway, that's me done. I'll catch you later. Cheers.